Alright, on this tutorial we're going to go over how to do PBO missions, Eden missions, comparatively to the Zeus import where you're taking the SQF and you're bringing it in through the Zeus module. We're going to show you how to actually build a mission in Eden, put it as a PBO, and then eventually you would just send that PBO to staff, they'd upload it to the server, and it'll be like an actual mission file rather than you using the template to bring in the Zeus. The advantage of doing a PBO in Eden, it just comes out of better performance for the actual server and the individual player, as well as it being a lot easier to build custom things, custom buildings, custom locations. You can do interesting things like hiding terrain, script functioning, all that. This tutorial is not going to be on that. If you want to learn how to do that, there's plenty of other videos, but this is specifically for just making a PBO mission. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go into Discord here. We're going to go to the unit resources where it says Zeus resources. We're going to get two things. We're going to get the VR PBO. Go ahead and download that. And we're going to get the PBO manager software. We click this link here and you download it. I already have it, but for you, if you're downloading it, just download it and run it like an exe, like any other program. So now we have both. We're ready to go. We're going to check in our downloads, make sure that the PBO actually came here and is good to go. Now, for the actual PBO software manager, if you run it by itself, you'll get this. You can look at files through here that are saved in different areas and different directories and edit them in here, but that's kind of more nitpicky. If you just want to get usually fast and easy, just go to wherever your file is, and you can just click on it, right click, go to PBO manager, and you can extract to a file. So when we extract this, it'll come out a file like this, and you can repack it into a PBO. And the PBO just is the file essentially that the Arma game will recognize and run that as a mission. Now we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. Make sure you always have a copy, especially of the VR PBO, since that's kind of the baseline. And I'll show you what I mean by that, but you can use this to make any template or any beginning step for making a mission. So once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and navigate to where our actual missions are for when we're in Eden. So if you follow this general directory, unless you have something different on yours, what you're going to do is this PC, documents, Arma 3 the profiles, and then you'll see all your profiles in here. Click whatever profile that you want to create the mission in. And you can have, like me, like I have a dedicated testing profile for making missions. It just makes it easier for me when I have different stuff saved somewhere else. So you see there's already a bunch of stuff in here. This stuff, you don't need this in here. Or correction, these PBO missions you don't need in here. I just have them here for easy access. What we're going to be most interested in is missions. There's some other metadata here, so you can import compositions. This is your actual profile data, like key bindings and stuff like that is saved in here. So if you wanted to copy key bindings over to the product, you can do that. That's kind of sidestepping. But we're going to go into missions. Okay, now that we're in missions, you see, okay, wow, there's all these files, right? What are all these files? Well, for me, all these files is I went into each map and I saved that map, and I just said mission template. The dot whatever, so dot Gorgana, dot PGA 312, that is the actual map name that Arma recognizes. So you see Gorgana, like map Gorgana is Gorgana. But other maps like the GOS ones are these weird funky names. So you kind of have to know that. If you don't know that, then all you gotta do is go into Eden, save a blank template on Eden. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. We'll show you how that works. So we're gonna go in the editor. I'm just gonna go to, we'll use Gorgana. We'll load Gorgana. We'll play the waiting game. Okay. Close it out. Now we have our map. Okay. What we're going to do is before we start actually building the mission, we're going to save it. So it's a tutorial underscore v1, so version 1 tutorial. We'll just press save. Now that we've saved, it essentially has created a folder in that file. We're going to back out of this real quick. just so when we're putting stuff into the file, we can come back in the editor and see what's actually in there. Exit out here. I'm going to go ahead and just tab out or click out on my second screen. And what do you know? Tutorial V1 is here in the missions folder. I'll go ahead and open that up. You see there's a mission SQM. Unlike Zeus, there's SQM files for Eden. We're going to go ahead and delete this. We don't want this. The SQM essentially is like the master file for the actual mission. So what you want to do is you want to build from we have already on the VR template. So we already have one in here. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and open it up. Delete this so you see what it looks like. Right click, PBO manager, extract to VR template, extract it to a file. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and here's all the guts of the mission. So mission pictures, that sort of stuff, different scripts, all that can be edited here. We're not going to go into that because if you're just building a normal mission in Eden, you don't need to do that. All of these settings here are the standard settings that we run with the server, so you need to make sure that you have all these. Right click, I'm going to say copy, missions, go to tutorial. Right click, paste. And I put all the settings in there and we're good to go. Now before we go back in the editor, make sure all these settings are in there. We're just going to click on missions and get out of that folder, otherwise it's not going to recognize it in Eden. Go back in Arma. Click on editor, go back into Gorgana. Okay, go ahead and open up a folder. See tutorial version 1 Gorgana right here. Open that up. See, picture's already loaded, which means it's good to go. All of the assets that are in here for the different factions, so neutral, op for the standard operators, Reaper 1 through 3, whatever. Those are all in here, so they're good to go. And now you can actually go to actually build your mission. So you can put AI down, you want to put waypoints and all that stuff and do custom reactions, build custom locations. You can do all that. There's plenty of tutorial videos on that. But what we're going to do from here is pretend that we've done what we want to do with the mission. Okay, so the mission is ready to go. Press save again, and what we're going to do is we're going to test it out. Always test it out first in here by playing multiplayer. I'll show you what it looks like. But that usually has better stability than when it's actually going to be on the server. So you could have an issue with your mission, and when you go to test it out in multiplayer here, it might work fine. And then when it uploads to the server, it might crash, which is an issue. Always go in and try to test your mission twice on the actual server. Sometimes it'll crash once, but pretty much like load it in, and you load it again, and it'll be fine. But when we're testing it on our own, here in Eden, you're just going to say play multiplayer. It's going to give you a LAN thing. Press OK. You'll see all the slots show up. Drop into Overlord. Make sure it's good to go. Once again, play the waiting game. Okay, so we're in here. We know Zeus works. We know the other slots will also work, and there's no major errors. So go ahead and edit out. Yes, press OK. Go back to our files. Now that this is done, we're going to right click it, go to PBO manager, back into PBO. Now that you have this PBO, you just copy it and paste it and send it in a ticket to staff, and we just go and put it into the server files. And once you go into the mission select screen, go to Gorgana, and you'll see tutorial _ version 1. That's how you make a PBO mission.